All right. All right. Thank you for coming tonight. We're going to start the awards night. I'd like to welcome everyone to the 2024-2025 Trinity Bible College Athletics Awards Night. It's a chance for all of us to get together and celebrate this last year, recognize all of your hard work, all of your dedication, and everything that it takes to get through a season. I'd also like to thank everyone for showing up tonight. It's easy to skip things. It's easy when you see things are out there that you don't show up, or I'm not going to win an award, or I'm not going to do this, and then you have a pessimistic attitude. But I really appreciate you guys coming to celebrate everyone's talents and celebrate the year of friendship that you got to make. So thank you for coming and putting a cap on your school year. I hope you took the chance to create those lifelong memories and the lifelong friendships. I hope you put yourself out there a little. Memories that a basketball season or a football or a soccer season, volleyball season, all that stuff, they can afford you. But we have a lot in store tonight. We get to honor the teams. We get to hand out some non-sport specific awards that I'll explain a little bit more on later. So with that, I'll pray and then we'll get started here. So join me with a word of prayer. Jesus, thank you for bringing us here tonight to celebrate all that you've done through us and through our teams. Thank you for the opportunities to play the games that we love while doing it in a Christ-centered environment. Be with us tonight. Help us to celebrate one another, give you the honor and the glory of our achievements, and for keeping us safe throughout this year of travel. In Jesus' name, amen. Oddly, I'm going to start with thank yous instead of leaving it towards the end. There's a lot of people to thank. First and foremost, Dr. Paul and Dr. Carol Alexander. Thank you for believing in athletics and the administration for the same. I'd also like to thank the faculty, the staff, the coaches for your hours that you put in, Marcellus and Kennedy for the stuff that you do behind the scenes there, the best announcers in the NIAC conference for doing the basketball games, environmental services for all that you do to keep the gym functioning and looking good, food services for all that you do to work around our schedules. We really appreciate that. And then the student workers that help me put the games on. I really appreciate all of you stepping up and doing jobs that you're actually a part of what's happening. Like sometimes you're an extension of the officials and it doesn't go unnoticed. So thank you for doing all of that to help make this season work and go as well as they have. So with that, I get to start with two awards. With this, there's about 13 different categories, and I've kind of looked across sports, so it's not just one sport specific. So this first one that we're going to do is the Breakthrough Athletes of the Year. We have an instant impact, someone that came in and took the role and just had an excellent freshman season. So with that, we'll do the male one first. So this year, the male Breakthrough Athlete of the Year is Theo Thurber. Next, we have the female Breakthrough Athlete of the Year, and this year, the Breakthrough Female Athlete of the Year is Jenna LeDuc. And with that, I will invite Coach Rachel Knoll up to honor women's basketball.
All right, thank you. I just echo a huge thanks to everybody that makes our seasons possible. We really do appreciate you. So many of you behind the scenes, and it's just an honor to work with you, and you make it happen. So I just also wanted to start with a thank you to both of my assistant coaches. There's a lot that goes into making a season happen, and with all the other hats that Jordan and I both wear, I know that we depend heavily on our assistants, as I'm sure the rest of the head coaches will echo, but it just, all the things that they do doesn't go unnoticed by us. They balance a ton of things. Both of them have been balance a ton of things. Students have done it before. This year, Brenna balanced a full-time job and kind of worked through that. Quincy, a full-time student, and among many other things. You guys see him everywhere on campus. So it's just, there's a lot of effort that goes into balancing, doing what they do, and then serving well. And they come alongside us and just do all the things that go unnoticed by most people. But a couple things that I just appreciated specifically about them this year was they were just optimistic throughout the year, and it kept a positive spin on things. They were fun when they showed up to practice. They had a good attitude. a lot of times we all three were like jumping into drills, and they just did an amazing job with that. And I know that we all learned some things as we went, and that's what a sport should do for each of us. You think it might just be you guys as athletes that learn some things, but really us coaches do as well. If we're not growing, then we're missing something, is what I think. So I just had a quick gift for both of them, and give them a hand. They worked really hard. So just to recap a little bit on our year, we kind of deemed it a year of growth. Really, there was unforeseen challenges throughout the year that just kept putting little twists on things. And honestly, as we went, I just was super impressed with the ability of our athletes to show up. Like, they just showed up game after game, practice after practice, and they gave it their all hard throughout the year. Like I said, we played through some challenges. We had 2 season-ending knee injuries, which I've been coaching 17 years, and I think I can remember 2 total, and we had 2 this year. One in our first 2 games of the year to Julian, then our last one in our only senior, the last game of the season in our region first round. And so I know Morgan probably slipped under the radar with a lot of that, just because most people, like, the season ended, so they didn't notice, and all of a sudden she was on crutches when she came back from spring break. So it was just some different challenges with that. Even one of our scout team members the other day went down with a knee injury, and so I don't know, I think we just put a lot of effort into this year. We were really trying. Like, there was no down moments. Like I said, they constantly, they were tested, and they constantly pushed through and gave it their all. And we just, as coaches, we really appreciated that. In a season where we lost more than we won, you have to find victories and things that you win at along the way, and it really tests you. It tests your character. It tests, like, how hard are you willing to work when you don't get to, like, see those rewards on the scoreboard at the end. And they, like, day in and day out, they showed, like, push us harder. We're willing to work harder. We want to go harder. And we saw a lot of that. And that hasn't stopped, like, when the season ended. And I know that you guys have seen that as coaches, but we have just been thoroughly impressed with this team, as they've put in more time in the offseason than any athletes I've ever had do before. They're constantly trying to work with each other, trying to work with outside people, just always trying to better their game. And all that, as a season recap, like, it equates greatness. And so we're already looking forward to what next year brings. And because they've put in the time, like, it's paying off, and we get to see things that, like I said, may not equate things on the scoreboard quite yet, but it will. And so I'm excited for that. We were very young, and we return a lot, and it's going to be fun. So we're really excited for those things. I am going to transition really quickly into a few of our team awards, and this is just really hard every year. We sit down and we're just like, there's no easy way to do this, because you could literally come up with an award for each one of them. When we play with, I think, the totality of the year, we had 9 athletes. We had some, like, Victoria played that first semester through pregnancy. Most of you haven't experienced that at this point, but, like, that first trimester or 2, like, isn't the easiest. And again, she just showed up and played and worked hard through that first semester. And then Emma jumped in second semester. Again, not an easy thing to jump in, like, halfway through somebody's season and be like, here, I'm ready to go. I'll try to make up for lost ground. And so both of those 2 helped out, and gave us a total of 9 girls throughout the year, and each one just brought something unique, and each one worked really hard. So the first award that we're going to give out is to our Defensive Player of the Year. And when I looked back through even this year compared to last year, she really doubled a lot of her stats that she was putting up last year and made herself that much better on defense this year. She was constantly just in everybody's business on the court, just working at things, popping out, grabbing steals here and there, and grabbing rebounds, taking charges. And at that point, that's a dead giveaway. You already know who we're talking about. But she had to guard, she had to guard post, she had to be in, out, and even transitioning through from one sport to the next. She just really, really worked hard and showed herself well defensively this year. So this year's Defensive Player of the Year is Marlissa Ledgerwood. Thanks, Mar. We look forward to a lot more fun this next year with that, because I know she's got even more untapped potential. Our next Our next award is the Offensive Player of the Year. And again, as I said, I like to look back and see how people grew. Yes, my bad. I like to look back and see how they grew. And again, this athlete was able to double almost everything that she put up last year. And really, she was one that I kind of marked was just in the gym a lot. Preseason, off season, just putting up shots and making sure that she was bringing along all aspects of her game. And I kept telling her, like, it's going to pay off. It's going to pay off. And so she went from averaging single digits last year to averaging 16.8, almost 17 points a game, and even a double-double this year as well. And a lot of percentages marketably went up from last year, so that's something that we look for as well. So transitioning from freshman to sophomore year, having to take on some different roles, and more year having to take on some different, just really made some marked improvements. So this year's Offensive Player of the Year is Madeline Berkey. And then the last award that we kind of put our heads together on was uniquely what we all agreed on. It definitely was something that we unanimously picked. Actually, all of the awards were. And this one was interesting because coming in as a freshman, you rarely get taxed with everything from like being a captain to being a leader on the court. This person really came in and showed herself strong in a lot of those areas. She had a poise of leadership that the team just looked up to, and she had a voice that they listened to. She learned things very quickly on the court, and honestly, on the court, it's fun to play with her, like in open gym settings, but it would have been fun to be a teammate of hers, because if you're in the right spot, like the ball's coming. And she ended the season with just under 10 points a game as an average, but also 3.5 assists a game. And honestly, we would strategically try to give her breaks on the court, and when she wasn't on the court, it just is a different feel. And so we really loved every aspect of her game and all that she brought to it. She also just would uniquely just slip a laugh in here and there. She would just do something that you just laugh. Like even in some of the most frustrating, you just laugh in games. She had that ability to just laugh at something that's funny, and I loved that balance of competitiveness, but also like it's okay to enjoy life or find some things to enjoy even when things are tough. And so this year, our most valuable player is Angie Soto. And I did not forget this aspect of my thank yous. We just moved it to the end this time. In order for us to be a successful team, especially with lower numbers, and we've done this in the past, actually we've done this for as long as I've coached here, we always have a scout team. And sometimes, I don't know, it's kind of a thing where we bring in extra players. Thank you, Dan, to your soccer team. It's really been a great addition to our scout team, as most of them are made up of that. But honestly, this year was just different. Quincy would send out a text to get a scout team together, and in 1 minute, he would have more than enough. Like, our scout team had more subs than our regular team, and they were all in. They had it all. Everything you needed is for competitiveness to fun to talented, and showed up. I mean, if it was preseason, middle of the season, Christmas break, postseason, like they are there. And so we came up with some unique awards for them just to kind of honor some things that were fun. And I'm going to let Quincy name them off from there.
Well, to start, whoever played on Scout Team, stand up and let's give them a round of applause to start. So whoever played Scout Team. And then if I can have Brady, Abram, Wyatt, and Damo step to the stage, I'll hand all 4 awards out in a row. So to start really fast, the first award we're going to give out to is called the King of Buckets Award. And I think everyone knows who that goes to, and it needs no explanation. So if Brady would step forward and accept the King of Buckets Award. The next award I have is the Mr. Do-It-All Award, and this goes to Wyatt Harris. So we chose Wyatt Harris for this award because if he needed to trash talk, he would trash talk the girls. If you needed a logo 3, he was pulling up from the logo. If you needed a steal or assist, he was going to do it for you. And yeah, so Mr. Do-It-All Award to Wyatt Harris. The next award is the Merman Award. And if you don't know what the Merman Award is, that's a special play that the scout team runs. And the person who has the most success with it is Damian Myers. And now last but not least, our scout team MVP, Abram. Clap it up for Abram. Doesn't have to have a lot of explanation. MVP, shoots it from anywhere on the court and was probably the first one to respond 90% of the time to the scout team. But that's all I have for the scout team. So we can clap it up. And then Jordan, back up.
All right. I've got 2 more special awards to give out. This next one is Best Playoff Performance Award. And this year, the Best Playoff Performance Award goes to Jay Ogugwa. Jonathan, also known as Jay, scored 41 points in our semifinal victory over Crown College. He went 16 of 27 from the field, 6 of 10 from the three-point line, and hit the walk-off game winner to send us to the region championship game. So that's the best playoff performance of this year. Next, we have a historic moment. On August 25th, 2024, your men's soccer team defeated Oak Hills Christian 4-1 for their first home soccer victory. So if I can get the captains to come up. They had won 2 games their inaugural season, but none of them at home. So to get to play in front of your home crowd and get to walk off victors, that is the historic moment. Within that game, 2 goals from Damian Myers, 2 goals from Chris Defus, and 2 assists from Wyatt Harris. So congratulations, guys. Next up, we have Coach Karen Thurber with cross country.
All right, well, this year, when I think back on this team, this was the year of the tailgating team. So I think one of our greatest memories was when we went to Minnesota State Moorhead, and we ran in the dark, and we started this whole thing of eating out of the back of the van, and we continued it pretty much the whole season, so it was a lot of fun. We went to regionals for the first time this year, and that was something special for us because we've never done it before, and it was also super regional, so it was 2 regions, and we have the hardest region in cross country, and just like everybody else does in the other sports, so it was a good way to practice for figuring out what nationals was going to look like. For our awards tonight, our first award is going to be our male runner of the year, and that goes to Theo. All right, I'm gonna have Theo stand here with me. So Theo he won the NCCAA athlete. He won the Student Athlete of the Week award after Bismarck State this year. He won the All-Region Award when he got 5th place at regionals. And then he was an All-American at nationals, so he got 9th. So we're super proud. And I just wanted to share with you some highlights from the nationals race because it was one of the best memories probably of my life. Like quite literally. It was the best race that Theo, I think, has ever run. I mean, he's run a lot of great races, but this one was really extra special. Before he started the race, he was very calm. We had Faith with him to be a support, as the girl, I'm the mom. And then we brought in Gentry to be the scary male. So we had a good balance of female, male. And he was very calm before the race. It was really wet and cold. And to get himself psyched up, he was out on his own doing handstands. And I was like, where's this day gonna go? Thinking he's boxing the air, doing handstands. And I'm like, oh, wow, where's this gonna go? So he started out the race, and he was probably in like 11th place right from the very beginning. And that's when I started to like panic and start cry. I was like, oh my gosh. And he was hanging tight with this guy that he ran with at regionals. And once I saw that he was doing this, I was like, he knows what he's doing. He's got it. And these two guys were basically the only ones racing there that day. Like when you look in their eyes, you could really tell they were really going for it. And when Theo finished, he came up to me, and it was a very sweet time where he just said to me, he said, I had to do it for you, Mom, which was just a very... which I try to teach my marriage and family students not to live vicariously through your children, but this was actually done really out of deep love for me. He was highly motivated to really make me happy to try to accomplish that, and I really appreciated that we were able to spend that moment together. Like, coaching my kids has been the greatest, one of the greatest things that privileges I've ever had as a mom, is to be able to coach them. It's been great. So Theo, I love you. Congrats on a great season. Our team also had 3 NCCAA Scholar athletes this year. So Annalise won that, Darius won that, and Angela won that this year. Our next award is our Female Runner of the Year, and that goes to Grace. Grace logged the most miles of any of our girls last summer, and she proved that you can do summer teams and actually train. So yes, she was out there, whether it would be at night, but most of the times it was like 6 o'clock in the morning. She would be out running before everybody got up for the summer camps and actually really put in the hard work. She was our top finisher at the end of the season at Jamestown and regionals, and she just works, she works really hard, and she's our Female Runner of the Year. Congrats. Our next award is our Team Spirit Award, and our Team Spirit Award goes to Angela. Angela is just so sweet. She is so much fun to run with. Everybody has a great time talking with her on runs, and I have a great time talking with you on runs as well. She's a huge encouragement to me as a coach. She keeps me motivated, she keeps others motivated, so she is our Team Spirit winner. Thanks. And our last award is our Most Improved Award, and that goes to Faith. Faith had a rough go of it last year. It was actually, if you would say anything, this award should be like about perseverance, because she had shin splints the entire season, and if you've ever tried to run and you've had shin splints, they don't go away. So she basically still had to manage that. She would run when she was able to. She would bike. She would show up at every practice, and she put herself in every single race. And as a coach, that really stood out to me as showing a lot of perseverance. And she was able to improve so much doing that too, in that she was our top team finisher for 2 of our races, just as Grace was as well. So congrats. And that's it for cross country.
All right, I have two more special awards to give out here. This is the Perseverance Award. We have a male and female Perseverance Award. And within that, sometimes they're unspoken and sometimes they're spoken when it comes to Perseverance Awards. So I have two to give out this year. People are really pushed through and persevered through hardships and everything. But first one, female Perseverance of the War winner this year is Marlissa Ledgerwood. Next one is the Male Perseverance Award. Within the Male Perseverance Award, this one this year goes to Po Do. We don't have Po, but we'll grab it later. If I heard correctly, Po lost his father shortly after the soccer season, and that is very difficult. So that was why we're going to honor Po Do. So along with this, next we'll transition to Coach Sarah Lee Twig and volleyball.
It was such a privilege again to be able to coach this group. Every time I feel like I get up here, and thinking about the season, it feels like it's been so long ago, but every year it's just like such a privilege to be able to coach this group of ladies. They truly are some of the most amazing people that I have had the privilege meeting and getting to know throughout the season. I don't take lightly that responsibility to be their coach, and I genuinely just thank you guys for everything that you show me and everything that you show us during the season. We try to instill good things in you, whether it's sports or character or whatever it is, but you guys do that same thing right back to us. And this year, it was just so fun having all the individuals that brought so many different things to the team, but it just made us such a unique and solid team together. First of all, I want to thank one of those individuals, Coach Sarah Fisher. Sarah, you brought such a calm and confident leadership to our program, and it was just so helpful for me and so helpful for the girls. It truly was just such a blessing to be able to coach with you this year. So many times you would have to lead drills on the spot, whether they do it or not, but you'd throw something together and do it with so much skill and so much calm confidence. Balancing your full-time job outside of Trinity, which is very difficult to do. I know all the schedules with that, but just thank you for everything that you did this season, whether it was noticed or unnoticed. You truly, your presence was such a blessing to us this year. And I always say that I love volleyball because it teaches us things about life, and that's why I love the sport. And so, today I wanted to just share a few things that these ladies taught me through the sport, and are just some life lessons that I will take with me forever, and I hope you guys do the same. The first thing that you guys showed us this year was the power of vulnerability in relationships. Before the season, I had a few of the girls actually ask me to do some more team devos, and if that doesn't tell you how incredible these girls are, that's not something you get requested often as a volleyball coach. So we took some time to do more team devos this year, and every time it just amazed me at the vulnerability of these ladies to open up about something that they were going through or something that they wanted to help somebody else through, that maybe they had a similar situation. And it just reminded me of how important vulnerability is when you're building a friendship, you're building a team, because so often somebody else is going through the same thing that you are, or maybe you have that wisdom and guidance that you can walk with them through that. So that's the first thing that I'm taking away from the season. The next thing is when you feel down, build those around you up. And this is a concept that we talk about in volleyball. If you make a mistake, don't focus on the mistake, focus on somebody else's success. And our captains did a wonderful job of giving an example of this in one of our games, which I'm sure you remember that. But it truly is something to take with you in every area of life. If you've had a rough day, or if you did something that you consider a mistake, it's really hard to come out of that when you're just focusing on the mistake. But when you take your eyes off of yourself and put them on somebody else and lift them up, that's one of the best ways to come out of that. The next thing is when pressure gets high, fear and panic try to take over, but it's the calm confidence that you need to rely on. And we've talked about this a lot in volleyball in all of the years, and I really feel like this group of ladies did this very well. There's a lot of times in sports when the score is tight, the game is close, there's a lot of pressure, and it's really easy to let fear and pressure, and it's really panic sink into those moments. But what fear and panic do is they hold you back, and they don't really allow you to play at your fullest potential. And so you have to take those stressful, those difficult situations and channel that calm confidence, knowing that you've put in the work, you've put in the effort to prepare you for that moment, and just rely on the confident skills that you have. And these ladies did a wonderful job. There were many, many close games where we could see a little glimpse of that fear, a little glimpse of that panic, and they immediately realized it, and they turned around with that confidence and were able to come out on top. And that's just a skill for life as well. There's a lot of stressful, a lot of difficult situations we walk through, and instead of turning to fear and panic, turn to that calm confidence that Jesus gives us. And the last thing I remember from the season is being a team means allowing for individuality while working towards the same goal. This is a really difficult thing to learn as a team. Everyone is an individual, but you're all working towards that same goal, and everybody responds to success and mistakes differently. And so to create that really free atmosphere where we all can be at our potential, we need to genuinely allow each other to respond healthily, but respond how they individually need to respond to success or failure. And when we allow people to do that, and they allow us to do that, it creates a really free environment to grow in. And that just relates to friendships and all of relationships we have. So thank you, ladies, for a wonderful season, and thank you for being such great examples into areas that I will take with me forever, and I hope you guys do as well in all areas of your life. Next, on to some of the awards. First, I want to acknowledge those who received some regional awards earlier on. Alcista Dion received honorable mention at a regional tournament. And Marlissa Ledgerwood and Abigail Molin received second team in our regional tournament. And like was mentioned before, awards are very difficult to pick, and I know Sarah and I, especially this year, was very difficult. I feel like everybody contributed greatly on the team. But our first award that we're going to hand out today is our Defensive Player of the Year, and that goes to Jenna Leduc. From the moment Jenna stepped foot into our gym 2 years ago at a College Days event, I prayed that God would give us the opportunity to have her impact here. She hit that ball and my mouth dropped. I mean, I think she made a statement in that gym. So I'm so thankful to have had the opportunity to get to coach you, Jenna. Without a libero this year, Jenna really had to step up and fill an important role in the middle back. That's not something that a middle usually does. But she did an incredible job. Not only does she have the most perfect dolphin dive, and the girls know what that means, but she could get any ball that was in her area. She was great at reading, great at reacting. She worked really hard throughout the season to improve on her defense in the back row, and it just really, really was a huge benefit to us as a team. She was our second leader in blocks in the front row as well, which is an immediate point on defense, so that's a really, really impactful skill to have. And she's just one of the most talented ladies I've had the privilege of coaching. So thank you, Jenna, for your defensive skills this year. Our Offensive Player of the Year goes to Alcista Dion. I've always been so amazed at how Alcista sets the tempo for our team. Many people may not see or notice it, but Alcista truly is our tempo setter. When she's on the court, when she's setting, when she's in the play, we play at a higher level. As being a setter, she has to work really hard. She touches the ball every single time it's on our side. And Alcista has a really high-level setter mentality, which is really difficult to have because it requires a lot of risk-taking and a lot of trust. There's a lot more room for error when you're having that quick tempo play, but Alcista does it incredibly. In fact, I really think Alcista thrives in difficult situations. It's the crazy passes that she sets that are always the perfect sets and the one-handed sets, and she just you can see the fire come alive in her, and it's just so fun to see. We actually had 2 setters this year, and Alcista, so we got to let her hit in the front row as well, and she's a phenomenal hitter. Her vertical is so fun, and she was perfecting the quick back set this year, so it was super fun to watch. And she had 5 assists per set, which is a really incredible number with a 6-2 rotation. Alcista led the team in aces, which is an automatic offensive point, which is really helpful to us. And your energy, drive, and incredible hard work truly brought us to a higher level this year. Thanks, Alcista. And our most valuable player of the year goes to Abigail Mullen. Abby has been such an impactful player for us since she stepped on the court as a freshman. Each year, she's continued to grow her skills and her threat on the court. Like I mentioned earlier, we did not have a libero this year, so Abby was the other middle who had to step up and play back row defense for us. And I know she'll tell you that that's not her strong suit, but she led our team in digs per set this year, so stats show you otherwise. She really stepped up and worked really hard to perfect her defense in the back row, and she did an incredible job. She was great at reading, great at reacting, and I could just see the amount of hard work that she put into something that she wasn't super confident in right away, but she really gave every effort and it actually excelled in the position. Not only did she do a great job in the back row, she is a phenomenal blocker. She more than doubled any other statistical blocks that we had on the team, and more than half of those were solo blocks. And that's immediate points, so that's extremely helpful for our games. And the thing that I love about Abby is she's a really great athlete, but she always works to get better. Even as Sarah stepping in, helping with our blocking and our hitting, she just absorbed everything that Sarah could teach her and really excelled throughout the season, even though she started out at a great spot. Abby also led the team in hitting percentage, which means that she is the most reliable. When she has set the ball, there's a high chance that she's going to get a kill off of it, which is really important for the offense and the tempo of the game. Abby brought a level of competitiveness to the team that will be greatly missed, and her intensity and drive brought her to reach her potential and make us better. Thanks, Abby. Thank you, and I'll turn it over to Jordan again.
All right, I have 2 more special awards to give out here before we get going. The first one is record-breaking performance by a team. This one goes to the men's basketball team for going 22 of 46 from the three-point line against Oak Hills Christian. And within that, we have a video for that. Thank you for putting that together, Marcellus and Kennedy. But we went 22 of 46 for the three-point line, and that was on Saturday. On Friday, we went 20 of 49 from the three-point line. So we made 42 three-pointers in a two-game stretch there. But that tied the record of 22 threes made in a game. Our next award is record-breaking performance individual, and with this one, it's an achievement. It's a record. It's more of a milestone than anything else. This year's individual award for record-breaking performance goes to Marcellus Mencarini for scoring 3,000 points. 3,000 career points. He got his year back from COVID, so we got to play 5 years, got himself to 3,000. He is the all-time scoring record holder at 2,481 in 4 years, and we'll kind of hold on to that. You never know what the NCAA is going to do when it comes to how many years they're going to allow people to play. So we'll just sit on the 3,000 for right now before we put that in the record books. But I get the transition to men's basketball awards, and within men's basketball awards, I've said it almost too many times with this group, but this group was so much fun to coach. Yeah, my assistant coaches can come up. This group was so much fun to coach. They were just really good at basketball. We went 22 and 11, and we that's walking off the floor every 2 out of 3 times walk off the floor as winners, and that was something that I don't want to take for granted. But this team was highly ranked within the NCCAA. We were number 1 in the nation in three-point percentage at 37.1 as a team. And that's just a crazy percentage to shoot as a team. 37.1 is outstanding. But we're first in the nation in most three-pointers made. So we not only shot the most, but we shot the best. And that usually doesn't go hand in hand because normally you'll see an ebb and flow one of 2 different ways. But we were second in the nation in scoring at 93 points a game, second in scoring margin at plus 17, second in field goal percentage as a team with 49.4%, and then second in the nation in assist to turnover ratio. They took care of the ball. If they got an open look, it was going down, and it makes coaching really easy. You just kind of have to stay out of the way at that point. And that's what I got to do with this group. This group was a lot of fun because they thought basketball all the time. The basketball's dribbling in the gym all the time. The guys put in so much time honing their crafts, but they made coaching them easy. I'm really going to miss this team, and I don't want to take it for granted. I don't want to let it slip by without them knowing that they were so talented that I just hope that they get a chance to hold on to that. You see them in the gym, shooting constantly, dribbling constantly. They honestly spoil me with the amount of time that they put in. But they also were a great group to be around. I enjoyed getting to know them. I enjoyed going to battle with them. They were fun, energetic, easy to get along with, and I'm definitely going to miss the memories and everything that we had with them as a year this year. But in the long run, we ended up falling short of our goals. We wanted to make it to the national tournament. We have the best region in the nation. The national champion came from our region. The national third place came from our region. So getting out of that is really difficult. We gave it a pretty good shot, though. We upset the number 3 team, Crown College, in overtime, as you saw from Jay's stuff earlier. Then the next night, we ended up losing by 9 to North Central, who ended up going on and winning the national championship. We lost to the second place team in the nation. They got second. We lost to them by 4 earlier in the year. I know those are consolations that you can hang your hat on, but it's just tough to hang your hats on losses. But to know that we were right there and then know that we were one of the best teams in the nation will stay with me for quite a while. But really enjoyed this group. A big thank you to my assistant coaches. We travel everywhere. One of these years, I'll be prepared enough to write down how many miles volleyball travels, how many miles cross-country travels, how many miles soccer travels, and how many miles we travel, and kind of get through the whole thing. To my knowledge, no accidents this year. No accidents this year. Our bus broke down one time on us, but we ended up making it work. So hopefully you guys had stress-free travel, but travel everywhere. Across the nation, getting to coach the game of basketball. Thank you for all your time and your effort and time away from your wives, your pregnant wives. So thank you for your time away from that. A lot of time the assistant coaching one is just a lot of hours and a very little pay, and it's pretty much passion. Like you have to enjoy what you're doing. So thank you for being passionate about the basketball team and for about Trinity Bible College and basketball. I'll get on to my awards now. This first award is the Freshman of the Year award, and this year the Freshman of the Year goes to Owen Pollard. You can shake his hand too. Owen shot 58% from the field, which is a little silly in itself. He shot 39% from the three-point line. That ranked him in the top 10 and the top 25 accordingly in the nation. To do that as a freshman is outstanding and a true testament to how college ready he was when he arrived. So congratulations to Owen. Our next award is the Defensive MVP award. And this year the Defensive MVP is Quincy Wilson. Quincy got the Defensive MVP award because he plays with a tremendous amount of heart, determination, and grit, if you had to put words to it. I wish all of us could lay it on the line the way that Quincy does every game. He can guard multiple positions, relentless in everything that he does with that. His anticipation is second to none. But along with his defense, he was also third in the nation in three-point shooting. 45.7% for the entire year, and he led the nation in three-pointers made with 107 threes made on the year. He will leave Trinity. Thank you. Clap. He will leave Trinity 4 three-pointers short of our school record for a career. So, little disappointing in that. But those are offensive stats. Defensive award winner is Quincy for everything that he does on the court. Next award, the Offensive MVP. The Offensive MVP this year is Marcellus Mencarini. Congratulations. Thank you. Marcellus is our all-time leading scorer, 2,481. He also was able to surpass the 3,000-point mark. The number's crazy to even think about. He was 5th in the nation in scoring, 10th in steals, 9th in assists. He can score on all 3 levels. He made scoring the basketball an art. If you ever see him playing in the gym, doing things in the gym, he makes it look easy. I'm excited to see his next steps with basketball and where basketball takes him. But this year's Offensive MVP was Marcellus Mencarini. Our MVP of the year this year goes to Jonathan Ogugwa. He has already abandoned his seat. You actually never know when he's going to come back. Let me tell you a little bit about Jay. Jay was something special to watch. He scored 41 against Crown in the regional tournament semifinal. Then he turned around and scored 31 against North Central the next night. His ability to score the basketball is just amazing. If you get a chance to watch Jay, it's almost too easy. It's kind of cheating. But he can do it at all 3 levels, get to the rim. He can pull up mid-range. He can shoot from threes, 6 of 10 from threes against the Crown game. This year he was 4th in the nation in scoring at 22 points a game. He was 5th in the nation in steals at 2.4 steals per game. And he was also top 20 in 7 other offensive categories. Jay was the closest person that I've had ever get to 50, 40, 90, which means for the season shooting 50% from the field, 40% from the three-point line, and 90% from the free throw line. And he was actually doing that all the way up until the last 2 weeks of the season, and then he kind of fell off on the one category. But he was the closest I've ever had to 50, 40, 90. So this year's MVP is Jonathan Ogugwa. All right. Thanks, guys. Next, I get to give out 2 more awards before we hand it over to soccer here. Or 3 more awards, sorry. The next award was a lot of fun. The Moment of the Year is the next award that we'll be giving out. And that Moment of the Year goes to Jonathan Ogugwa. This is his game-winning shot against Crown. I will probably remember that for the rest of my life because we called timeout and we set a double stagger. We brought Jacob over on the side. We ran Jacob out because we were hoping that the defense would sprint with him. And then I told Jay, come around the left side, get to your favorite spot, and take us home. And he comes around, dribbles around, goes behind the backboard, and then shoots it over the backboard for the win. And there he is. Jay, you got to come up and get your award. Probably one of my favorite memories of the season, just seeing that shot go in and going back and watching the crowd's reaction as it goes on, seeing our bench reaction. You saw it from behind there where the guys just stood up and put their hands on their heads because they were like, no way did that just happen. But incredible shot, a lot of fun with that one. The next award is Best Individual Season Award. And this year the Best Individual Season Award goes to Theo Thurber. Theo gets that award because he continually set personal bests throughout the year. It was personal best after personal best, and that finally culminated in our first All-American runner since 1993. So congratulations on that. Incredibly difficult to get All-American in cross country. You have to finish top 10 at the national tournament. And to get to the national tournament is difficult, and then all of those runners, you have to finish in the top 10 to be considered for that. And so 9th place finish at the national tournament gets him the first All-American since 1993. So congratulations. Next award is the Highlight Reel Play of the Year. With this one, it is going to be a goal scored by Chris Defus against Oak Hills Christian. We can cue up that. Right in the top corner from pretty far out. We've talked about it. Incredible goal, crazy shot, but incredible helped us get our first home win in soccer history. So with that, I will welcome Coach Dan Hawker for the Soccer Awards.
Thank you, Jordan. That's an absolute rocket. Save that. Lovely goal. Man, what a privilege to be here tonight. And just to recognize everybody and the hard work that they do. I think oftentimes in this space, we talk a lot about vocational ministry and ministry in the pulpit, but what we're doing in athletics is also very much ministry. It's not just in wins and losses, but it's in the special moments that happen in between and how we conduct ourselves. And I think the coaches have echoed that very well tonight, and it's important to remember that, especially in this space as well. I just want to start with a few thank yous. First of all, to Scott Waldo, my assistant coach. And we have the same indoor shoes and the same shorts, and apparently, it is getting a bit weird. He said he was going to wear a different tie, but it was the one that he wore to his wedding, and I told him I didn't want him to think about me like that. And Scott's really the glue that makes our program work. And I think one thing I appreciate about Scott, and I mentioned this last year, is values. And now I'm also seeing consistency in character and conduct. And there'll be days where, we're both very busy. He's probably busier than me. I don't do a lot of work in my office, but I just show up and things are done. And that means a lot to me, Scott. And I don't maybe vocalize that very much. But that's probably what you see from Scott on campus as well, not just in his role as a soccer coach, which is a very tiny part of what he does. But it's the consistency, it's the care, it's the core values that he embodies very well. And I know our guys would appreciate that. Eli for sure spent a lot of time with Scott this year. And we appreciate you, Scott. I know that you've meant a lot to me as a friend and a lot to our program as well. And the hard work that you put in doesn't go unnoticed by me, and keep advocating for all the facilities to come our way. That's great for us. I want to say a huge thank you to Brett Pettibone. He is not here, I don't think, this evening. it's hard to replace Mama Izzy. She's kind of been the manager for like every team on campus, and she's done an amazing job just pouring her time and investment into our programs. And for Brett to step up last year and deal with me and drive the vans and let me prank him and go around in circles in the parking lot to see if he'll follow me. And he did for a couple of laps and realized I was pranking him and then was stopped. And but Brett just puts in a lot of hard work. He did everything that I asked him to do, and just has a great attitude doing it. I think his favorite moment of the season was when Scott let him drive the Gator to get the balls, because we can't shoot very well, and most of us can't shoot. Miller and Gunnar can't shoot. So, they'd be hitting the school, and Brett got in the Gator, and he was collecting all the soccer balls, and he was living his best life. And he really did go above and beyond just investing in the team this year. And so I'm really, really thankful for all the hard work that Brett put in as well. And I also want to say a thank you to Marcellus for the game day management as well. When you launch a new program, it's just different, and everyone that's come out, all the basketball guys came out all of the time and just kind of ran the line for us and just supported our program, and just for all the hard work there and all the grief that I give him about setting up and being on time. And it just makes a big difference, as we're trying to build a program and making it professional and hosting well. And so I just wanted you to know, Marcellus, that doesn't go unnoticed, and the basketball guys for just being present and making our game day work and convincing Jay to play next year. So I'm thankful for that as well. Just a season recap, talking about the highlights of the season. As you're building something new, it's really easy to focus on when you don't win, and as you're developing a program. And a good coaching friend of mine shared this phrase with me a number of years ago about planting trees that you'll never see. And when you're building something from the ground up, that's really what we're doing in this place. And to not have a season last year and to kind of be where we were after such a good launch and the trajectory of where we were, the guys that have stepped up in our community to get behind something that I'm very passionate about and something that as an institution we're building, it meant a lot to me. It really, really did mean a lot to me. And I know we joke and we have fun together, but it really, really did. I hope you know that, the guys that came out and made this year a reality. And so I'm super grateful that you've been a part of that process. And we're seeing that now, the fruit of that, I want you to know, in recruiting. Like the fact that we have results on the board, the fact that we have wins on the board, things for people to look at on the website, and then the hard work that you put in. I know we giggle about some of those things, but it really is making a difference. We gained respect from coaches, and we really did all of those things this last year. So don't think that those things will fall by the wayside to me as the program continues to build and we see success in the wins-loss column. I'll never forget these moments that we've shared together and the hard work that you've put in. And Dennis rolling around out there in the water in his short shorts. And so, never a dull moment. And the road trips, too, in the ministry. I just want to talk a little bit about that as well. And I see that echoed in our other athletes as well. But when we're on the road, there's moments where I'm like, Lord, we can't let these guys out of the van and take them anywhere. And then I turn around in a restaurant, and the guys are ministering to a woman behind the cash register. I'm praying for her, and there's like a prophetic word given. And then we get like 50% off on our sandwiches. So it was amazing. So I just want to say that means a lot to me as well. And when I'm recruiting guys and talking to guys, that's not lost on me. And I tell guys a lot of time, I use this phrase, and we're not just recruiting guys that can put the ball in the net, we're recruiting the guys that love Jesus as well and have good character. And both are so important to our program and where we want to build it and what we want it to look like. And so thank you guys for being a ministry team that plays soccer as well. So I super appreciate that. And so we're going to talk a little bit about awards. So we're going to move to the fun part of the soccer portion of the evening. And we're going to recognize, first of all, one of our all-region honorable mentions. Now, when you're building a program and the win-loss record looks like it does, this really does say a lot. And I'm thankful that the other coaches recognize the quality that this player brings to the table as well. Coming from a very successful high school career and then coming to a building program like this, it's really a God thing in a lot of ways. He could have gone anywhere else, had offers to go other places, and could have done many different things with his life. So it means a lot to me when other coaches pull me aside and say, hey, this number's pretty good. And I said, yeah, I know, he's all right. And so I just want to honor and recognize the fact that this season for us, Damian Myers received all-region honorable mention. And so great job, Damian, on all your hard work and for what you bring to the team. He's not a bad player. He's getting there. So Moving on then to our actual awards that we have here to give out tonight. We're going to recognize, first of all, the Player of the Year. And yeah, just a well-rounded player, really, really good on the ball, coaches and brings other guys into the game as well. There's like coaching potential that goes into that, right? Sometimes it's not the most flashy player that should get Player of the Year. It's things that we don't see, and it's the voices, it's the coaching, it's the talking, it's the seeing things off the ball, the ability to put the ball in net, and taking on coaching as well, those kind of things as well. And this player for sure brings all of those things to the table for us. So the Player of the Year for this last season will be Damian Myers. Thanks, Damo. Great job, my friend. Now, this next award, I don't necessarily always see it awarded in other sports, but this is one that I grew up seeing a lot, and I think it speaks volumes, is the Players Player Award, the Players Player Award. So like Player of the Year comes from me and what I value and what I see, but the Players Player comes from within the group, and the guys, speak to what they valued and what they've appreciated on the field from players that they've seen. And it was a really close vote this year between two players, so I want you guys to be aware of that. There was other players that really contributed that had respect amongst the group as well this year, and I think it means a lot when it comes from your teammates, what they see in you and what they value in you on the field. And this award, Players Player of the Year, also goes to Damian Myers. Listen, we're just gonna keep hugging it out. I got to get all my hugs in until he's Emilia's. So. Now, this award means a lot to me, especially when you're building a program and you've got guys that are willing to invest and come out, is the most improved player. And this was very difficult to award this season. There were a lot of things that I saw from guys that maybe came in for the first time and tried something new and were willing to invest and really kind of stuck in practice and developed their game. This could have gone to a number of players this year. So yeah, I just appreciate the hard work, the commitment to something that maybe would have been a secondary option for you. And what I loved about this award is, like I told the guys at the beginning of the year, the expectations, they're not going to be crazy high. I want you to come in and just develop. And then all of a sudden I realized that, like, hey, these guys are getting it. And then I started to shout at them. And I'm like, now I got invested emotionally. And I'm like, okay, you can actually do that. Okay, now we need to do the work harder. And so I really appreciated like the passion for the game growing. And we've developed a few soccer players from inside the men's dorm. And I'm excited about that. So it's with great pleasure tonight that I get to award the most improved player for this past season to Nathan Miller. Oh, praise the Lord. All right, let's take a look at Lion Award. I wanted to recognize this on our team, and for me, this really embodies like grit, hard work, determination, an unwillingness to turn the ball over. And when they do, I'm gonna have this I'm gonna kill you attitude, and just a drive to be consistent, a drive to be successful. A drive to go above and beyond the expectations, just really hard work and grit, and they just kind of bring that to the table, and it elevates the culture of a team and also a performance and puts a stamp on it that I love. And especially in the midfield, I think I love a midfield player that's willing to put their body on the line and work hard. And there was definitely a moment where we saw that toward the end of the season where this player was in full transition and looked like he got shot from the crow's nest when he pulled up, and he just gave his all. He gave his everything that he had. And so the Lion Award for this year that encompasses the values of the team and the things that I love to see in our players goes to Chase Waldy. I almost did. I don't have it with me. You'll find the video clip if you want to see it. It was outrageous. And then someone asked me about this award, Defensive Player of the Year. And when you concede a lot of goals, the question was posed to me, why are we giving away a Defensive Player of the Year? And to me, defense isn't necessarily always recognized on results, and there's certain things that come into play when you're a good defender that not always the results will exemplify. And I just love IQ, hard work, commitment, loves a sliding tackle, is always filthy dirty when he comes off the field, puts his body on the line, is a leader as well. I saw that same kind of coaching capacity to bring new guys alongside of himself and just to invest in them. He would be like pulling them aside and encouraging them, mentoring them, just teaching them principles as we were going. And we need that as we're building a new program. Scott and I appreciate that in our guys that have experience and have played. And just a real leader as well, and could have been voted on a number of awards tonight as well. So the Defensive Player of the Year for last season goes to Gunnar Gochi. Never a dull moment on a soccer team. Okay, I think at this time I'm going to invite Jordan to the stage to present the next awards. Thank you, guys.
Unbelievable. 8:07 when I was when I was supposed to get up here to talk about this award. It's 8:06. You coaches are outstanding. That's unbelievable. Last awards for the night. We get to do the Pride of the Lions awards. Pride of the Lions for a male and a female. This award goes to a male and a female athlete that exemplifies outstanding leadership on the court or field, in the classroom, and within the community, the Trinity community. So for this, I'll invite Coach Sarah Lee Peterson up to make the announcement. Oh, it's Twig. It's tough.
I would have answered. All right, so I get the privilege and honor of announcing the Female Pride of the Lions Award. And the Pride of the Lions Award is an honor that we give to either a junior or a senior who exemplifies what it means to be a Trinity Lion, both in athletics and ministry and academics. And this year's Pride of the Lions Award goes to Elsista Dion. You can stand up here for a little bit. Elsista brings so much joy to those around her wherever she goes. She is the example of what it means to make others feel really loved with every connection and every opportunity. Every smile, every hello, every hug she passes out genuinely makes you feel so special and so seen. She never misses an opportunity to tell you that she loves you. On the court, Elsista is the true example of what it means to give everything that you have at all times. The intensity in which she plays is something that I truly admire. Elsista has the style of competitiveness that is so inspiring because, yes, she wants to win, but more than anything, she wants to push her own self to new limits. She pushes herself to see just how good of a serve she can get, or how quick of a set she can hit, or how crazy of a save she can make. And like I said before, she really comes alive when it's the most difficult situations. And I really believe it's because she sees it as an opportunity to push herself to a new limit. It's those personal challenges that light the fire in her, and it's why she is the amazing athlete that she is. And this is exactly how she carries herself in every other area of life. It's why I believe she's such a wonderful worship leader, because again, she isn't focused on proving herself to others. She's focusing on deepening her own relationship with Christ, and it's that example that so genuinely displays, that creates such a pure atmosphere of worship. I know you've seen Elsista on the court and on the stage, but she's also an RA. She's done summer teams, and she's done Alive teams. She truly is involved in all areas on Trinity, on and off the court. So thank you, Elsista, for the incredible example that you've given us. I think your award's over here. Did you get it? No, you can come get it.
Okay, and then I get to recognize the male Pride of the Lion recipient for this year. And as Sarah Lee mentioned, we're looking at things like campus life involvement, academics, sports, and those are the categories that we're looking at evaluating when we give this award. And the student that's going to receive this award for us this year from the representative of the men's soccer team is involved as a chapel service coordinator, involved in the live teams, evangelism teams, sporting events, serving with the live stream, helping with basketball scout team, intramurals, and so many other things. Academics, GPA higher than 3.5, and as a contributor to our season or our program in the last 2 seasons has scored 11 goals and 2 assists according to the NCCAA. You'll argue stats with me later about that. But yes, so the award this year is going to go to Damian Myers. And just kind of even to kind of build off of that, talking about who he is and what he's done and what he's achieved. Damian's about to take a youth pastor job in Omaha, Nebraska, and all of the things that we've seen embodied, by him on campus, on his leadership on the field, and what he brings to student life, and how he upholds those values and all of the different things that he does means a whole lot to our community, and hopefully will continue to inspire our athletes to be more like him. And I love that about you, Damian. So it's been a privilege to coach you, my friend, in these last few seasons. So turn it over to Jordan.
I would echo what Coach Sarah Lee said and what Coach Dan said. Alcista and Damian, you guys are outstanding. Thank you for everything that you do on campus. I did something that we try not to do, and we split the men's one because there was someone else that needed to be honored along with this. So there was actually a second male Pride of the Lions this year, and that goes to Quincy Wilson. I released him. I didn't make him stand up here. Guys, if you've gotten a chance to meet Quincy, you know the servant's heart that he has and the things that he does to be involved in campus, from the coffee shop to assistant basketball coaching to anything else. Like, he is always busy. He's always doing something. And he's only been here for 2 years, and it feels like he's been here an eternity. Like, I have enjoyed every second that I've been able to spend with Quincy. A couple different things here. On the court, he's a game changer. Energy, effort. You've already heard about it, seen it. But he surpassed 1,500 career points this year. Leaves Trinity top 15 all-time in scoring. 4 3-pointers away from being the record holder for most threes made in a career for us. Off the court, he's involved in a lot of things. Coffee shop, 701, volunteering his time, skill training, men and women's basketball teams. Next year he's going to be the off-campus RD, which shows you a lot of like what he has, the respect he has within the student life departments and stuff. But academically, he's taken the next steps of his profession very seriously. His academics are great. His grades are high, but he's put a lot of time preparing for his internship. A lot of time talking to numerous coaches and other people that are pouring into his life and developing his next steps and his passions. And I can't wait to see where his next steps and his passions go. We can't wait to see Quincy and Victoria to become parents for the first time here. I already know that Quincy's going to be one of the best dads out there. His energy, his character, his ability to just relate with people, and I just can't wait to see you pour that into being a dad. And that's one of the most important roles that he'll get to fill, and that's why he's a male Pride of the Lion Award winner this year. So thank you, Quincy. Can I get the women's volleyball team to the stage, please? Sarah Lee, if she was checking her program for the night, probably noticed her name just on there. So you have to come up too. We wanted to take one more opportunity to honor Coach Sarah Lee Twig. This was her last season coaching, and I'm going to make you come up on the stage, and I'm going to make you take a little bit of applause and thank you for that. But I know we've already honored you in the fall, but I just wanted to make sure that you understand the impact that you've made on everyone up here and everybody in the school. And right now, Abby is actually going to say a couple of words.
Yes. So I had to write this down because, and I can't look at you because I'll start crying, so I'm going to look out here. So yeah, Jordan texted me this morning, actually, asking if I could say a few words about, yes, about Sarah Lee, and I was like, of course, I can do that. So I just feel incredibly privileged and honored to get to share a few words about Sarah Lee. So I'm shaking. Anyone who knows Sarah Lee knows that she has the biggest heart. She has this unique ability to make everyone around her feel seen, valued, and truly loved. Whether it's through a warm smile, an encouraging word, or a small act of kindness, she makes people feel like they matter, and that's a rare and beautiful gift. Sarah Lee is the kind of coach that every athlete dreams of having. She's unbelievably encouraging and relentlessly positive. But she also pushes you hard in the best ways. She doesn't just celebrate what you're already good at, she helps you grow in areas that you're not as strong. She challenges you to become your best while cheering you on every step of the way. I'll never forget during my freshman year of basketball when we made it to nationals, Sarah Lee, not even being our coach, was the first one to text me and Morgan to congratulate us, and she even put together little gift baskets for each and every one of us. Well, not you guys, but when we went to nationals, and I have never forgotten that. And that just shows how deeply she cares for us, and she loves people with her whole heart. And more than that, Sarah Lee cares about our whole selves, not just how we perform as athletes, but who we are as people. She invests in our hearts and our faith. She regularly made time for team devotionals, as she said, weaving spiritual growth into our practices and helping us center our lives on Christ. She reminded us that our identity isn't just in the wins and losses, but in who we are in Him. She created space for us to grow together spiritually, and that has shaped our team in lasting ways. Sarah Lee, you are a constant. You are a ray of sunshine, not just because of how beautiful you are on the outside, because you are absolutely gorgeous, but because of the beauty of your spirit. You pour your heart and soul into everything you do, and you don't back down when things get tough. You lead with grace, passion, and unwavering dedication. I also wanted to take this moment to thank Tanner as well. Thank you, Tanner, for supporting Sarah Lee so well through her years of coaching. We know that behind every great coach is someone cheering them on from behind the scenes, and he has been that for you every step of the way. Tanner, you sacrificed time, weekends, and evenings so that she could pour into us, whether that meant her being gone on trips or staying late at practices. We're so grateful for your quiet strength and your encouragement, and of course, the sweet treats that you surprised us with a few times throughout the years. You've just been such a blessing to this team as well. There are so many things that I could say about you, Sarah Lee, but more than anything, I just want to say thank you. Thank you for the years you've poured into this school, into this program, and into my life personally. You're leaving a legacy of love, excellent faith, and strength. So on behalf of our team and the entire school, we just wanted to say thank you so much.
Well done, Abby. Thank you, ladies, for honoring Sarah Lee in such a wonderful way. But with that, we'll actually bring tonight to a close. If you want an award, please get your picture taken in front of the white screen with Kennedy during our ice cream social that follows. The social will be in the armory, so we will walk to the armory. So the social is in the armory. There's a white screen up. If you got an award, please make sure we get your picture before you take off. But with that, I'll close us in prayer here, and then we'll get out of here. Jesus, we thank you for tonight. We thank you for the opportunity to come together to celebrate. Bless the rest of our night. Bless our time together before the school year is over. Thank you for the memories that we were able to create this year. In Jesus' name, amen. Thank you for coming, everybody.